which is the reading one, the world's oldest first grader. So because of that, I'm gonna make a walkthrough video again, just to show you how to have a appropriate way to outline for this reading. So let's go. So the reasons for why it's not appropriate to outline this reading as in tree models in the tree grass, that's because the content of this reading is ordered in the time order. So, how so? Let's see. First of all, can you see this one? Can you see the year in the which is the opening for the first paragraph? Next one, in paragraph B, the year is also the opening in the opening sentence of paragraph B. And then next, C, still, is an opening or the opening words for paragraph C again. So now you see the point? Next, how about D? Oh, D's, we have nothing with time, right? But E, still again, still F and still J. So the hints for recognizing a reading that should be outlined in timeline graph is that you can see the time exists from the opening of each paragraph, right? The times exist everywhere, not just the opening. So because of that, we're going to move directly to outline this one in the timeline graph. I'm going to draw the timeline in the vertical direction. We're going to start from the part of A. The time is January 12, 2004. What did he do in 2004? Let's see. So January 12, Jan 12, right? 2004. What did he do in this point of time? Let's see. Kimani Margu knocked on the door of the primary school in his village in Kenya. It was the first day of school, right? Started his first day in school. But what's special about his first day in school? So let's keep reading. Teacher let him in, gave him a desk. New students sat down with the rest of the first graders, 6 and 7 years old children. However, Kimani Margu was not an ordinary first grader. He was 84 years old, so the world's oldest first grader. So it's true that at this point, what's special about him is that he was 84 at that time, and he's called oldest first grader. So keep moving on. What can we do with paragraph B? Let's read. As you can see, we can see the year here in 1920. So we're gonna check whether or not all this content here happened in 1920 or it can be other years mentioned. Now, Kimani Margu was born in Kenya. At the time, primary education in Kenya was not free. Oh, and Margu's family didn't have enough money to pay for school. So we're gonna understand that from 1920 to up till now, up till that time, 2004, the education in Kenya is not free, right? And what can we know further? When Margu grew up, he worked hard as a farmer. In the 1950s, he fought with other Kenyans against the British colonists. After years of fighting, Kenya became independent. Oh, so we have some kind of biographical, right? Time for him, which is right. I'm gonna draw down here further, which is 2020. He was born 1950s. He fought with Canadians against British. So he was in the army, right? Just that, 1963. Kenya, right, became independent. And three, education was free in Kenya. Class. School's officials said that a primary education was only for children. So stop here. Just by reading several sentences, we can, not reading all the sentences in paragraph C, we can know that paragraph C is about the obstacles that Margot had to face when he entered the primary school, right? All right, moving on. Now, come on, paragraph D. What does it talk about? And we can see top 5 students, student leader, and stay in school until the 7th grade. So actually, in 2004 is the 1st grade. So actually, we can do some calculation here. After 7 year, when he was in the 7th grade, so the year could be was 2011. So in 2011, what's special? What's special? Here they say that Margot stayed in school until the 7th grade. So which means in this time, when he was in the 7th grade, he ended his learning journey. Is it true? So we can understand. We can take note here that he stopped learning at school, right? In classes. All right. So it's pretty easy one. Paragraph E opened with the year 2008, and we're gonna scan for some keywords. Moved to a refugee camp, fight in his village, difficult times. During difficult times, he continued to go to school. And what's next? Moved to a home for elderly and taught them to read and write. So 2008, what happened? What can we say? So I'm going to paint this part as the pink one, because with the pink we're gonna think about hope, right? So all the difficult times, we can see the hope from those times for him. We can see the beauty in his life, which is that a person that never gave up. There was difficulties in life, and his life was so meaningful, right? Because he's not only learned for himself, he shares for others too. Right? So what's special about 2005? Is that a great time again? Let's read. Margot flew in a plane for the first time in his life. Wow. He traveled to New York City, where he gave a speech at the United Nations. Wow, was a big honor, right? Have you ever dreamed of speaking in front of the United Nations? That's a huge honor. He spoke about the importance of education and asked for help to educate for people in Kenya, and wanted to improve primary education for children in Africa. So what's special about this time? Actually, this one is the golden time in his life. So I'm going to paint this at the purple color. Speak at United Nations about education, right? For education in Kenya, in Africa, in general. All right, which means in Vietnamese we're gonna understand this one as phát biểu ở UN về cơ hội cho giáo dục ở Kenya nói riêng và cho châu Phi nói chung. But his story continued to inspire many people. So we're gonna skip that part away. Skip that part away. And he died at 89 in the year of the 89, and his stories, his story of learning journey keeps people worldwide, even in Kenya, right? So I've done it. So how do I process 2011? Let's see. So they didn't mention about when does he stop learning, right? They just say that he stopped learning at the 7th grade. Now get back here a little bit. They didn't mention the time here, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Get rid of that information. But still, it's very important one. We're gonna say kept learning. Alright, so it is supplement information for the year from 2004 when his first day in school and up till 2009 when he ends his life, and also in his learning journey. So I've done outline for the reading time slide, but for its all timeline, we have many events to consider as the main events in the Margaret's life. But actually, I'm gonna paint 2 main events, which is here. It's the time when education was free in Kenya, which is in 2003, which opened a chance for him to go to school, right? And another one is that his book at the United Nations is another one because he has a chance. This one is a chance for him to go to school, but this one is a chance for him to spread out, right? His spirit, his learning spirit, worldwide, right? And speak up about the rights or the chance of education for other poor people in Africa,